Welcome to Always Among Friends. Today we're talking about the so-called Mustache Petes. The term Mustache Pete was a nickname given to an older generation of Sicilian mobsters who immigrated to the United States during the early 20th century. Most of them arrived as adults, already seasoned by years of underworld experience in Sicily. Many had earned their reputations and committed their first murders before setting foot in America. They were instantly recognizable not only by their thick, old-fashioned mustaches, but also by their conservative outlook on how organized crime should operate in their new country. The Mustache Petes included figures such as Joe the Boss Masseria and Salvatore Maranzano. Both men had direct ties to the Sicilian Mafia and tried to transplant its traditions to New York's criminal underworld. They preferred to keep their activities largely within Italian communities, exploiting fellow immigrants through racketeering, gambling, and extortion, rather than forming alliances with non-Italian gangs. To them, preserving the insular codes of Sicily was more important than adapting to America's changing underworld landscape. This mindset brought them into conflict with the younger generation of Italian-American gangsters, who came to be known as the Young Turks. Mobsters like Charles Lucky Luciano and 𝑨𝒍𝒘𝒂𝒚𝒔 saw a far greater opportunity in working with powerful Irish and Jewish gangs in New York, as well as in expanding into lucrative rackets such as narcotics. They grew increasingly frustrated with the Mustache Petes, who they felt were clinging to outdated ways of doing business. The clash between these two generations came to a head during the bloody Castellammarese War of the late 1920s and early 1930s. Luciano Genovese and their allies carefully maneuvered, playing both sides while secretly planning the removal of the older bosses. Luciano first arranged the assassination of Masseria in 1931, then bided his time under Maranzano before orchestrating Maranzano's murder later that same year. With both of the leading Mustache Petes eliminated, the younger faction seized the chance to restructure organized crime on their own terms. Journalists at the time described this period as a purge of the old guard mobsters, sometimes dramatically labeling it the night of the Sicilian Vespers. While the idea of a coordinated single-night massacre has since been dismissed as legend, there were indeed a series of killings and disappearances that wiped out many of Maranzano's remaining allies. For example, the bodies of Samuel Monaco and Louis Russo were later pulled from Newark Bay showing signs of torture. Pittsburgh crime boss Joseph Siragusa was gunned down in his home, and Los Angeles leader Joe Artizone vanished in October of 1931, never to be seen again. What followed was a decisive shift in the history of American organized crime. The new generation abandoned the Mustache Petes' insularity and built a national network. Luciano and his allies helped establish the Commission, a ruling body designed to settle disputes and organize cooperation across the Mafia's families. This move marked the end of the Mustache Pete era and the beginning of what would become the modern American Mafia. Thank you for watching Always Among Friends.